Could a key message for us be hiding just in plain sight? Are we missing an obvious point that if we could connect these dots, it would be so simple, it would be so clear, it would be so definite that we could apply to our life? Could that be possible? Every platform is different, and these recordings get cut off at different points. So those of you that resonate with what I'm going to talk about, just flip over to the full recording. That way you get the whole picture, okay? So we see that everything that happens to us externally is for a purpose, right? We've determined in previous recordings that we are our own purpose. Like we are here in a body to fulfill a purpose, right? We are that purpose. I remember saying it and I felt it so strong, but that still felt a little vague. I'm going to offer a scenario and see if this resonates for you, because it hit me like a ton of bricks this morning. It was like, oh my gosh. So I'm going to start with the end in mind, okay, and work back. Like we know that this is a spiritual war going on, right? The good against the evil. Take away all the blah, 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 all the politics, all the good and the bad, the duality of the details that we're facing right now. Move those aside and just take away that noise, but look at it. What is the common denominator through all of it? Through the election, through external events that are happening, and we take sides. Take away, look and see the fighting that's going on the 3D in our quote real life, right? Look at that. How many times, and then these are questions I've asked myself, how many times do I feel powerless to even say anything? Like, you know what? These people in the spiritual community, they already think they know. I look at the gurus and the magic and the miracle group. They think they know. And so they're only open to, if I say things that agree with them, then it's like an echo chamber. Yes, and they share the post, right? Everybody's looking for just external validation for what they already believe. It hit me this morning. The fight, the spiritual war is over me. Now feel this with me. What if this, quote, spiritual war, what's the prize? How do you win a spiritual war? We are the prize. The whole goal is to take and rob us of our memory, number one, of who we really are, our sovereignty, our divinity, so that we don't remember how powerful we really are. So we forget where God really is, right? Whose power are we really tapping into? So we minimize that. And it's like, oh, yeah. Right? When we really embody that knowing and we recognize that higher frequency, that higher vibration, that area that we can't see, that quantum, right? Let's just do a what if. What if we could stay so distracted and we could stay so forgetful that we think it's all about who's being deported, or we could forget and think it's all about the IRS and getting rid of the slave consciousness and the tax codes and all the things that have happened in the past and all the disclosure that's coming out. What if we could be so busy that we get worn out with the information onslaught and just this tsunami of intelligent disclosure. How effective would we be if we forget that the battle is for our soul, the battle is for our remembering, so that, because what if we did remember? And what if we're able to tune out all that, we focus our attention, we focus our frequency, and we deliberately, consciously, intentionally choose what we pay attention to, what we watch, who we listen to. When we shut all the noise off and we stay quiet just in ourself, how much more effective would we be? Right? I had an opportunity to face this head on. One of the most, if there was a scenario that could be disempowering, it could be facing anything in either the medical profession or the legal profession. Both of those. The structure is intended, the hierarchy, to intimidate, to keep you in your place, so that you don't question, so that you just accept what's been decided. You're no match for the science that they quote, right? If I told you how many people have shared their story with me just the last few days, it's staggering. And like usual, it has to get bigger than life for me to see the correlation, to get the message for myself, because I don't live my life so I can come on and do a recording with y'all, right? It has to get pretty blatant to get my attention, like, hold it. Here's a key point. And I realize that the purpose for many interactions where we don't speak up, we don't say anything because it doesn't matter, right? They're going to do what they're going to do. Doctors are going to say what they say. They're going to order what they order. Nurses are going to, right? With the legal profession, they don't, you try to talk and get answers. Nobody can disclose because they're not an attorney. They can't give you whatever because they're not, fill in the blank. Right on every turn. So no wonder people feel like they're victims. Well, I just have to do what I'm told. I just have to, I was served with this, and so I got to play the game. What if the point is not that you win the game? What if the point isn't that you win an argument, or that if you speak up, you convince someone of your standpoint? What if the point is that when you feel inspired, when in your soul, you don't agree with a conversation that's going on? What if a situation presents and you have a strong opinion? What if the point is that you speak it? That it doesn't matter, there's no agenda. You're not going to convince anyone. You're not going to change the outcome, maybe. But what if the point is that you use your voice, you use your words that create, you use that God power inside you and stand firm in it? No matter what. Let the chips fall where they fall, but you are standing in your knowing, you're standing in your power because you haven't forgotten who you are. Doesn't matter if no one around you recognizes it, agrees with it. Doesn't matter. You're exercising, you are given opportunity after opportunity to stand in your knowing outwardly. how would things change in your world? How do you know that an outcome wouldn't be different and people don't know why they changed their mind? What if you spoke up and you stood in your sovereignty, you stood in that power that's inside you? And you don't have to be combative. It doesn't have to be, brass tacks and brass knuckles and, duking it with people. It doesn't have to be like that. You can come from a place of love, but it's a place of love of who you are. You embody that incredible supernatural power that's in you, and you're so grateful. And you have a spirit of humility, and you have a spirit of love for you. And then when you speak, there's no wishy-washy. There's no, well, if you have a minute, it doesn't have to be an apologetic tone. It doesn't have to be a deferred position. You don't have to appear less than anyone to be humble, right? Now, as I'm speaking, the code that is supposed to come through, that is supposed to resonate with those that this is for, will be coming through, and it will activate you. And this is the beautiful part. Because by the same token with this recording, I don't have to try to convince you either. This isn't a pitch. It's not trying to get you to switch how you currently are. Maybe it's just an exercise for me to practice what I preach. Maybe it's just a way that I can help shine a light because of who I am, and I'm using my voice and my words to activate you in areas that maybe you didn't recognize before. Okay? I hope this applies to whoever it fits, and I'm excited to hear. Keep the messages coming to me. Keep reaching out. It is beautiful. I love it. I love it. Some of the situations are horrendous. Some of the things that have happened to people are beyond. Oh my gosh, it's beyond. And empathically, I feel it with people, and I see it from the higher viewpoint. So if I can encourage you to stay observing without absorbing, right? Don't absorb the energy that's going on. Observe it and then be open. Is this something I need to take a stand? Is this something that I need to implement in my life? Be open. Even if you've been in this game, way longer, and your eyes have been opening and you've been on the enlightenment path, right? Doesn't matter. This isn't about how long or the time factor or who's longer or older or wiser or more evolved. There's no competition. If we can just stay open to new information coming through for us to apply. Okay, I hope that helps you. I love you all.